Good morning. We are day 124 of 365 days with me, Miss Carla Marie. I am exhausted. I had the hugest day yesterday. I left work for work at about 6:30 and I got home at 9 p.m. So it was a very, very big day. But that is okay. I did come home and I did ground in the shower last night and wash it away. But I think this morning I need a little bit more. So we might go a bit deeper in this morning. So we'll just see how the meditation rolls. But let's start our day the same way we do every single morning. And we're going to start with our Luminous Humanist book this morning. And it is just really beautiful reminders and affirmations to help you have the best day ever, really. That's why I like it. Okay, it is the 28th of May today, and it is a Thursday. I'm actually off colouring in today. That is my thing today, to ground and to return back to me. So that's what my plan is. So May 28th, into me, see. If you've lived long enough, you'll no doubt be lucky enough to have had your heart broken, felt betrayed, or at least had the rug pulled from underneath you. It's natural. After a dark night of the soul, the recoil and become guarded, defensive, and clinical. However, to live a luminous, humanist life, you must venture back into the playing field at some point, and wiser for the wear. Be willing to let another human see you, not just your buttoned up image, but your vulnerability. When you've done the work, it becomes less risky to know that what you've got in your most sacred inner chamber is a gift. Affirmation today. Intimacy is worth the risk because the experience of love running through my ever expanding heart is something that cannot be taken away. What a beautiful reminder for our Thursday. And I really feel drawn, and I felt drawn to grab it before and I didn't. So now I'm kicking myself because I'm going to have to move off camera and get the book. So I feel like we need to flick to a page now. And I love trusting the white, right? So I feel like we need this book. If you haven't seen this one, it's a really great. It's called The Things You Can See Only When You Slow Down, How to Be Calm in a Busy World. And it is by a monk, by Human Sunam. So it's a really cool book. My mum grabbed me this when she was on her overseas travels. And I haven't read it page by page. I have read it by flicking to the page that calls to me. So let's do that today. Cool, actually. I feel like we want the start. Whew. It's his intro. I don't feel like I want to read the intro. Okay, well, the first chapter is rest. So maybe we need to read something from this spirit. Is that what we're needing to do? I get the number 11. So I'm going to go to page 11. Okay, I'm just going to read from what it's showing me. I'm going to trust the light. When everything around me is moving so fast, I stop and ask, is it the world that's busy or is it my mind? We usually think of the mind and world existing independently of each other. If someone asks where our mind is, most of us would point to either our head or our heart. but not the tree or a sky. We perceive a clear boundary between what goes on inside our minds and what happens in the outside world. Compared to the vast world outside, the mind nestled inside of the body can feel small, vulnerable, and sometimes powerless. According to the Buddha's teaching, however, the boundary between the mind and the world is actually thin, porous, and ultimately illusionary. It is not that the world is objectively joyful or sad and produces a correct corresponding feeling in us. Rather, feelings originate with mind projecting this subjective experience onto the world. The world isn't inherently joyful or sad, it just is. Perhaps we can better understand this through a conversation I had with a dear friend of mine, a responsible and meticulous Buddhist nun. My ears just went wild then. She recently oversaw the construction of a meditation hall in her temple. After relating the ordeal of obtaining various permits and finding the right contractor, among other things, she described the construction process in the following way. When it came time to place tiles on the roof, I saw tiles everywhere I went. I noticed the material they were made of, their thickness, their design, and then when it was time to install the floor, all I could see were flaws. I naturally zeroed in on the color, origin, pattern, and durability of a hardwood floor. And then it suddenly dawned on me. When you look at the outside world, we are looking only at a small part that interests us. The world we see is not the entire universe, but a limited one that the mind cares about. However, to our minds, that small world is the entire universe. Our reality is not infinitely stretching cosmoses, but the small part we choose to focus on. Reality exists because our mind exists. Without the mind, there would be no universe. Such a cool thing, right? The more I reflect on this, the more her insight made sense to me. The world comes to exist because we are aware of it. We cannot live in a reality of which we are unaware. The world depends on our minds in order to exist. This, just as our minds depend on what the world as the subject of our awareness. Put differently, our mind's awareness can be said to bring the world into being. What our mind focuses on becomes our world. Seen this way, the mind does not seem so significant in relation to the world out there, does it? We neither can nor want to know every single thing that is happening in the world. And if we did, we would actually go crazy from the overload of information. If we look at the world through the lens of our mind, the way a friend did, we will readily notice what we are looking for because our mind will focus on it. Given that the world we see through our mind's eye is limited, if we can train our mind and choose wisely where to focus, then we will be able to experience the world corresponding to our state of mind. That's manifestation. As a monk, a colleague, professor, I am pulled in many different directions. During the week, I teach the conduct research, and on the weekend, I drive a couple of hours to assume duties at my teacher's temple. During school breaks, my schedule becomes even busier. I need to visit senior monks, serve as an interpreter for monks who don't speak English, go to different temples to give Dharma talks, and carve out time for my own meditation practices. On top of that, I continue to research and write academic papers. So cool, hey? To be honest, I sometimes wonder whether a Zen monk should keep such a full schedule. But then I realize it isn't the outside world that is a whirlwind. It is my mind. I really love that. The world has never complained about how busy it is. As I look deeper into myself, I see why I am living such a busy life. I realize that to a certain extent, I actually enjoy being busy. If I truly wanted to rest, I could decline invitations to teach. But I have welcomed such requests because I enjoy meeting people who want my advice and helping them with what little wisdom I have. Seeing other people happy is a deep source of joy in my life. I really love that. It's one of mine too. There is a famous Buddhist saying that everyone appears as Buddhists in the eyes of the Buddha, and everyone appears as pigs in the eyes of a pig. It suggests that the world is experienced according to the state of one's mind. When your mind is joyful and compassionate, the world is too. When your mind is filled with negative thoughts, the world appears negative too. When you feel overwhelmed and busy, remember that you are not powerless. When your mind rests, the world also rests. I'm just going to read a couple of quotes from the next page and we might drop into meditation. We know the world only through the window of our mind. When our mind is noisy, the world is as well. And when our mind is peaceful, the world is too. Knowing our mind is just as important as trying to change the world. I squeeze myself into the subway car. People are crowded all around me. I can either get annoyed or think it's fun and I just have to grab a handrail. People react differently to the same situation. If we look at it more closely, we see it's not the situation that is troubling us, but our perspective on it. And it's because the ego holds stories. Our head holds all of these crazy conversations and stories and tries to make sense of all of the things because it really doesn't know what is right or wrong, and it then keeps us in this crazy weird loop that we can find ourselves in at times. But this is the cool part of learning self-love that I have found, and it is that we are actually learning to unravel these pieces by having these conversations. We're unlocking those pieces of our mind, and that is a part of your spiritual awakening. A spiritual awakening isn't that you can start talking to the dead. It does happen. That was a part of mine. But a spiritual awakening is learning emotional intelligence, empathy, and all of those things, self-regulation, how to process things, how to learn to talk to yourself and comfort self, and all of those things. It's all emotional intelligence. And all of those things we are now learning because we're willing to sit with the story. We're willing to go through the experience and expand our mind. And it's a really, really, really cool thing. What a cool journey we are on, huh? We are the minority of people who think like this in the world. And when we start to share these ways of being, these thoughts, these processes, then we can help change the world around us by that ripple effect that we spoke into on Saturday with the law of attraction. And so see how everything ties together with the laws and foundations of self-love, right? It's all a part of that progression, transgression, all of the things, right? What a fucking adventure we are on. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, let's jump in. Let's imagine some beautiful golden cords going down, deep down into the ground, all the way in. Really grounding and anchoring in your energy. Thank you, Mother Earth, for holding, grounding, and supporting us today to keep us safe in this space, to keep us safe in our body and in our energetic fields. We ask why we're in this space, grounding and connecting with your beautiful green energy, that we cleanse, clear, and remove, return all negative energies, enemies, entities, thoughts, forms, influences, hexes, curses, spells, psychic attacks, and attachments back to the earth. We release them from our mind, our body, our soul, and our energetic field, allowing ourselves to return back to our calm, neutral states of being. And as we release, cleanse, and clear this energy, we bring Mother Earth's green energy up through our feet, up through our ankles, up through our shins and our calves, and through the knees, through the thighs and through the groin and the hips, up through the belly, up into the upper parts of the belly button, to the upper parts of your stomach, through your ribs, your lungs, and up over your chest, over your shoulders and down your arms, through your elbows, through your wrists, through your fingers, through your throat, through your jaw, through your brows, through your crown. We ask Archangel to place a beautiful bubble of green, pink, and white light energy around our entire energetic field today to keep ourselves safe and protected from all negative and lower vibrational energies. May our bodies be able to rest and digest today, and we integrate all of the things that we've been learning and journeying through. And we allow this space to come back home to ourselves today. Even if we are busy and doing and being with others, we find space for self today to come back to these moments so we can feel calm and at one with ourselves again. Cool. What a morning. I am grateful I am alive. I am grateful to hear the birds singing this morning. And I am grateful to go and do new things. I'm going off to do some colouring in today to reset my nervous system. So I'm really looking forward to that with Sam from Mandela Skies. She's such a beautiful human, so I'm looking forward to hanging out with her and her little community of colouring in friends. So it'll be a fun day. All right, my friends, I love you. I hope you have a wonderful Thursday. I hope whatever you get up to, you find joy in your day. I'm gonna go and brush my face with my brush and get rid of these bags. I probably should have slept in this morning, but you only live once, you know. I hope you have a wonderful day and you're safe and loved and well doing whatever that is today.